Hi, welcome to Simply Narelle Stitches. It is Thursday, the 21st of August, 2025, and I'm here for another Flosstube update. And I did put on, I think I put a post up yesterday that I probably wouldn't be back until next week. If you are a regular here, you'll know I had cataract surgery on Tuesday. I had to think what day it was then. And I went to see the specialist this morning for a follow-up, and he said all is good, just keep the drops up and everything's fine. I'm seeing really clear now. There's nothing stopping me from doing what I normally do and going back to normal programming, really. So it'll be back to work after I filmed this video. And I thought, well, since I'm feeling up to it and I've done a lot of stitching, I may as well do a update now, otherwise there'll be another week's worth of stitching to add to the huge amount I have to show you already, and I didn't want it to be like a 4-hour long video, so I thought, well, I will jump on now and do an update. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitching, and if this is not your jam, then thank you for dropping by, and I'll probably never see you again. If you're a regular viewer, thank you for coming back, and welcome to my new subscribers who have joined us recently. So I have notes here, so if I'm looking down, that is why I'm looking at my notes. Hopefully the lighting is better in this video. I've worked out a way that I can use the ring light without getting excessive glare on my glasses. And that you can see my stitching more effectively. Also, I will sometimes struggle to look at the camera, and it's really hard. If you've ever made a video, your natural instinct is to look at what is shown on the screen, which is you, what you're filming, but you need to look to wherever your camera is, which is really off-putting. So if I forget and I tend to start looking sideways, it's because I'm looking at myself on the screen and not at the camera. All right, so, or I may look up or down or just look like I'm not looking at you, but I am in a way. Anyway, right, so what have I been doing? And I do feel like I have something in this eye, so that will go away. My next drops in an hour or so. Okay, so that's the eye that I got operated on. I had the cataract removed and a new lens put in. And it's a little bit of bloodshot. You may not be able to see it, but it's there. So if that is disturbing, if you notice it, I'm sorry, but that's just what happens when you have eye surgery. Okay, so what have I been doing? I am doing Arbitrary August, and my Arbitrary August is a new start each and every day for August. And as it turns out, WIP Warriors are doing an Arbitrary August event, and you can set your own goals. And that suits me fine. I'm sorry, I can feel something in this eye, and now it's stinging. So hang on a minute. I can't rub the eye, which is a problem. So we'll see how we go. All right. So yes, they are running an event, and they do a wheel spin of a number every day, and that is what you do. You work on that goal you set for that number. So I had 31 new starts. There's 31 days in August, and I gave each of them a number, 1 to 31, and I do whatever comes up on the wheel. Now, before I had my surgery, I knew I probably wouldn't be able to stitch for a few days, so I worked ahead a few days, and I didn't know what numbers were coming up, but I just worked ahead. I think I did, like, in one day on the weekend, I did like 3 or 4 different prompts, so that when I could stitch again, if they weren't called during that time, I could work on what was called and then catch up. So to say, like the ones I'd missed, I can catch up on, and then hopefully later on down the track, the ones that I had already stitched in advance, I can just pop them up because I've already stitched them. I hope that makes sense. And it's worked out well in the end. So, because as it turns out, Tuesday when I had my surgery, I couldn't stitch that night. I was in too much pain. It was just really uncomfortable. The eye felt really gritty. It was closed with a patch over it and a shield thing, so I could only see out one eye. And my depth of view was really off, and it was like, for example, I'm trying to put toothpaste on a toothbrush and I'm going, okay, why is it not like it's not going on the toothbrush? Because I couldn't tell that I wasn't close enough to the toothbrush, and the toothpaste is like going down here, falling down, and my toothbrush is here with nothing on it. So they had no depth of field. It was so disorienting. So Tuesday I didn't stitch, but yesterday, probably about lunchtime, I went, well, it's feeling okay. I'm going to give it a go. And I was delighted that I could stitch, and because my vision was starting to come clearer again. And oh my gosh, if you've never had an issue problem, you don't know how wonderful it is to have full vision. Oh, I can see things now that I haven't been able to see for years, and it's only now that I've realized how long my vision was deteriorating. And it's been happening for a while, and I just never realized until it got super cloudy, and that was like looking through a thick fog. So anyway, that was interesting. And now I need to get this side done, but it's not as bad, and that I need to save up for it because it wasn't cheap. It cost me all up around 5,500 Australian dollars to do the one eye. So yeah, now I need to work lots, make lots, sell lots so I can save up and get the other one done. Anyway, all right, so going back to Arbitrary August, that was my goal, 200 stitches on each new start when they were called, or whichever ones I did. And then, oh, I meant to do that, I forgot. I did Monopoly stitching as well, and I wasn't going to do a new round because I had these notes ready to do for Monday, but Monday was the day before my surgery, so I was trying to get caught up on orders and get them out the door before I had my surgery because I knew I'd need a little bit of time off. So I didn't actually film on Monday, and I forgot that I needed to do a new Monopoly round. I hadn't done all my Monopoly stitching by Monday, but I have now, so I will probably do another round. I'll pop it in at the end or in the middle or somewhere. Anyway, okay, I promise I'll get onto stitching soon. It's been 8 minutes and I haven't shown you a thing. I've just been waffling on. All right, a few other things I need to go through first before I start showing you my stitching. I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit, yep. Okay, USA tariff. There is, this only affects my USA customers. So a executive order was put in place where from the 29th of August, the de minimis rule for the USA tariff will no longer apply. So what that is that the USA government has put a 10% tariff on all goods from exported from Australia, imported to the States. And that's fine because orders, sorry, there's just some really loud noise outside. So orders below $800 in value were exempt from that tariff. So it didn't apply to anyone ordering anything from my Etsy store, which was fine. Come the 29th of August though, they've put in a new executive order where the de minimis rule, which means that orders now $800 and over, will be subject to the tariff. So from the 29th of August for 6 months, there is two choices that the US Postal Service can decide to charge for any goods imported into the States. They can either go with the 10% tariff, or they can go with another charge, which can be anywhere from $80 to $200 per package. And it's up to, what I believe at the moment, it's up to the Postal Service to decide what they're going to charge. So there's been no clear directive to the US Postal Service as far as I'm aware, or to the branches, because I've watched quite a few videos of people who have talked about this and they've approached different branches and they haven't been told what they need to do. So I've seen a lot of small businesses deciding to suspend or cancel shipping to the US because they don't want their customers to pay the tariff and or the extra fees. I thought about this for a while and I decided not to go down that route. I'm going to let my customers decide if they're willing to take the punt and want to pay the extra, or pay the tariff. If they decide to not accept the goods, so not pay the fees, not pay the tariff, the goods will be returned to me, and I believe it's no charge to me. So some customers, for example, from the States will buy a $10 item and currently pay $28 in postage, and they're happy to do that. So they're paying double in postage of what the value is of the item. If they buy that $10 item after the 29th of August, they're either going to pay an extra $1 for the tariff, or they're going to be copped with the $80 charge or more charge. It's then up to them to decide if they, depends what they're charged, that yes, I want to pay the extra $1 to get the goods, or no, I'm not going to pay that expensive tariff, the fee, so I'm not accepting the goods, and the goods will be returned to me. So I'm not taking that decision out of the hands of my customers. I'm letting them decide what they want to do. Because we don't know whether they're going to be charged with the 10% tariff or they're going to be charged with the extra fee. So it's up to them to decide when they get the notice from the US Postal Service what the fee is, whether they're going to pay it or not. So I'll just have to see what happens. So if you're a USA customer, just be aware that that is a new government charge that is happening, nothing to do with me. I can't control it. And it's up to you whether you want to purchase or not. If you are in my Project Bag of the Month club and you're in the US, I have emailed you and advised you of the changes and what is happening, and that if you no longer want to be in the club, I totally understand that. You just need to email me or contact me somehow and let me know that you want to cancel your membership, and I'm fine with that. One lady has already done that. Everyone else hasn't responded, so I don't know whether they've seen the email, they've read the email, who knows. I'll see what happens in September, I guess, so for the next club round. So anyway, I just needed to cover that. In case you're wondering if I am still going to ship to the States, yes I am. It's up to the customer to decide if they want to accept the goods. The other thing is, today is Daffodil Day in Australia, and it's a fundraising day that the Cancer Council does every year. And if you go to a shopping centre, you'll probably see a stand of ladies selling daffodils that you can buy. So I've decided that this year I'm going to do a bit of a fundraiser. I've already got it up in place, and I also have some bags. So I have a fundraising page. It will be linked in the description box below, that you can donate just to the fundraising page for the Cancer Council if you wish. Or I've also got some bags, some daffodil themed bags. So I've got these yellow floral with daffodils in them. So I have these project bags for sale on my Etsy store and on my Simply Narelle store, and they're marked as charity bags. And I'm sorry, itchy Flosstube nose. So $5 from every sale of the bags, for every bag, sorry, $5 from every bag, I will be donating to the Cancer Council. So when you purchase this, I will just make then a donation in your name to the Cancer Council, and you should get a emailed receipt with your tax deductible donation, because any donation over $2 is tax deductible in Australia. So yeah, so if you want one of these bags, there's still lots left. They'll be up until they sell out. So please support a fantastic organisation, and you get a wonderful, soft, beautiful but sturdy, well-made project bag, nice and bright and cheery, with a gorgeous yellow lining and a zipper pull. And the bag's roughly 12 by 12. Now, some of them, depending on, you know, how they sewed up, some might be a little bit skinnier, but the average dimensions are 12 by 12. This one looks like it's 12 by 13, but they're around about 12 by 12. So they're my larger project bag. So I've got a link in the description box below to my Simply Narelle website for them, as well as my Etsy store. All right, now that's all the administration stuff out of the way. Let's go on to the WIPS. Now, I do have another book to look at for this, and I'm hoping they're in order, but I really don't know. So I'm just going to pull one out and then have a look through my stitching record book of what I do every day and how many stitches to find the WIP. So yay, 15 minutes in and we get onto the WIPs. Right, so first bag, I've got them all in a tub here. next to me, and I hope it's sitting precariously on a little footstool. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. Okay, so the first one is not the first one. I did a YouTube video on the 3rd. Did I show the... I may have shown this one. If not, then you're seeing it now. If I have, then I apologize. It might have been in the last video. But it's the first bag in my tub. So I'm going to show it. It is... I don't know why I still have it in a little plastic bag. Well, I'm trying to pull everything out of this tiny little plastic bag. But it's got its own project bag now. Get rid of this ridiculously small plastic bag. Oh my goodness. Alright, so it is the Cardinal Joy banner from Dimensions, and that's upside down. Alright, so which is the best way? I don't know. Maybe this way? That way. Oh, that way. Anyway, stop it, everyone. Okay, so the Cardinal Joy banner from Dimensions. It's a mini banner. And this one... I think I might have shown it. I'm so sorry. Can you hear that noise out there? Someone's decided to pressure wash or do something. It's one of the neighbours. Oh, they're such noisy neighbours. Anyway, that's what I've done. I think I showed this last time. Cardinal Joy banner. So I'll just do it really quickly. So this was I did this on the 3rd of August. So I actually filmed last time on the 4th. So I have a feeling I showed this already. 318 stitches into that. Alright, so I'll be quickly for that one. Be quickly. Okay, if I could speak English, that'd be even better. Alright, so. Alright, the next one was... Oh. No, wrong one. Hang on a minute. It's here somewhere. Okay, here we go. So this is the one I did that was called for the 4th of August. And this is for Arbitrary August. And it's the Poison Apple by Bella Filipina. I love this. There's a few new ones out I need to get. I've got this one and the Cinderella one. But there's another one out, I think, or another 2 in this series. Absolutely love them. So this was a new start, obviously, for Arbitrary August, and it's not going to look like much, but I did 332 stitches on this. Alright, so the dimensions was just the kit fabric. So, and I'll try and find details of what this was. Alright, I'm going to have to do it this way because it makes more sense to me. Alright, so that is what I've done on that one. On the Poison Apple. I think that's her... I start in the middle. That is her neck. Oops, that's her neck, and that's her start of her face coming in there. Alright, and what am I doing this on? 32 count. That's all I have. 32 count. I have no idea what it is. Obviously, it's just a piece of 32 count linen that I've got off a D-Stash site. And yeah, that's what it is. Alright, the next one is Miss Christmas Eve by Mirabilia. Okay, easier if I do it on this side. So, love this one. And this one I got in 597 stitches. And I'm sorry, I didn't have this folded the right way. So I started in the middle, which started with her dress. So this is, so I started here in the middle, so that's the green that you can see, and then the red is starting to work up her bodice. So that is 597 stitches. And it depends on the fabric I was using, because this was, you know, pre-cataract surgery. It depends on the fabric as to how much I could get done. And this is done on a piece of Aida. It's 18 count Aida. They never say the colours on these. I'm thinking it says 264, so it's a fat quarter, 3793.264, whatever that means. So tell me, the colours, are they saying that where is it? Are they saying that number is the colour or that is the colour? Because I don't actually have a colour name. So, but it's like a cream, I guess. So anyway, that's that one. And just with DMC. All right, next is hopefully they're all in order. Next is the full coverage. Oh, and I don't have the picture here. I forgot to print it out, so I will insert the picture. It's Birds and Blooms by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I was so surprised that this one I could actually stitch, because it's on 25 count even weave 1/1. And I thought there was no way I was going to be able to stitch this, but I did, and that is what I got done. I love this piece. I love stitching on this already. So I got 513 stitches in, and my fabric was too short. So this is like a long skinny piece, but my fabric was too short. I couldn't get a 3-inch border on it, so I've got like a little piddly 1-inch border on the top and bottom. The sides I'm fine, so I just added fabric to the top and bottom so that I could put it in the Q-snap. But that, I'm loving this one, really am. And I didn't want to stop stitching it, but you know, I had to go to bed. So. But 500, I thought that's pretty cool for a night stitching on, you know, with a cataract 1/1. Next, it was another new, another new Mirabilia. Not a new Mirabilia, a new start. That is the Mirabilia. Sorry if you can hear my dog. He's reacting to someone next door, either side, doing something. Oh my gosh, ridiculous. I don't know. Alright, so this one is the 3 mermaids. Where's the stick? Sounds like someone's getting a tree cut down and removed or something. I don't know, that's not going back in. Anyway, the 3 mermaids, I think that's what it's called, by Mirabilia. So we're up to now the 7th of August. So this is the 7th Arbitrary August call. I love this. I'm not really a mermaid person, but this is really pretty. Love it. All right, and I'm stitching this on a piece of, I think it's a 28. It's a 28 count dyed fabric from Paddock Lane Designs called Cruisin', and it was from July 2023, fabric of the month. And this is what I got done. So I got 410 stitches in this. So I started in the middle, so that's the bodice of the mermaids. Really pretty, loving it. Just using DMC. So this is a really pale blue, it looks very grey there, but it's a pale blue mottled fabric. Really pretty. So I'm hoping the light is good enough for you to see. So hang on. I'm sorry if you can hear that, my husband going off with the dog. And look at my needle minder. I had to put my mermaid needle minder on the 3 mermaids. So that is that one. Hopefully he's going out to find out what all that huge racket is out there. And I bought this on a D-Stash page site, and this is the only memorabilia I have that I have all the beads for. So it was a pack. So I do hope some of them are going to be in other memorabilia that I have, because I have no other beads. And I'm either going to be able to use them, I'm hoping, on lots of my others, or I'm going to be in for a lot of bead buying when I get to that stage. But because I use a Q-snap, I need to do my beading last. I can't bead as I go, bead as I stitch, because they'll get crushed in the Q-snap. Alright, next we have... Right, I'm just going to pull the bags out and see what's there. Oh, okay, we've got Crinoline Lady. Now this was not... This is not Arbitrary August. This is actually Monopoly stitching that I did. So, I don't know how I'll put the before photo in. Oh, wait, I'll put this back in here. I'm going to put my fabric tag back in with my mermaids. I don't know. Will I ever be organised on one of these? No, probably not. It is what it is, you know. Okay. Next, Crinoline Lady. I can't bother putting in the before photo, I'm sorry. Because I'm already at 27 minutes. Oh my gosh, and I've still got a whole lot to show you. Alright, but I put in 211 stitches on Crinoline Lady. I know I worked up in her hat and her head. So I worked up here and did a lot of her hat. So that is where she is now. Not a lot to go really. Her umbrella, and then just all the flowers around the outside, and then there's lots of backstitching and lazy daisy type of backstitch flowers on the dress. There's a few more tops of trees to go in here. So, but that's where she is now, coming along, and I'm hoping she will be one of my finishes for my 60 by 60. So that is Crinoline Lady. Oh my goodness. Okay, next we have, this was an Arbitrary August as well, but this one was a WIP that I inherited, or adopted rather, from another lady. She put it up on a D-Stash group and said, anyone want it? And I went, yeah, okay, I'll take it, because it's a Rosewood Manor. Something blue. And I love Rosewood Manor. So that is what it looks like. That's a really bad photo of it. You might really see better on the back. Some of it. Really, really pretty. So this is the fabric that she had started on. I don't know what it is. I think it's a 32 count. It's a purpley colour. So I put into this 312 stitches. Okay, so this is what we have. She had done I think she'd done these two letters and some of this here, around here, and I put in, I think I did that letter and that letter, and then put in like the rest of this around here. So, and it's, I don't know what floss it is. It's a creamy coloured floss, and there's a whole like hank of it. So it looks like ecru, but there's no name or anything on it. Like, I just put it on a floss tag. She just had it in there as a great big hank. So it looks like ecru. It's not silk. I'm pretty sure it's just ecru DMC. So, but it's coming out really, really pretty. And I was lucky that she actually stitches the same way that I do, as in my first leg goes that way, like bottom left to top right, and not, she doesn't go right to left. So I can't remember who I got it from, but I'm really bad like that. I bought it a few years ago, so it's taken me a while to actually get around to starting on it. So if you're watching this and you remember me buying that off you and you recognize it as your start, thank you very much. I am thoroughly enjoying it. Right, next I worked on Up on the Rooftop Sale by Fat Quarter Shop. It also will be linked below. The last release has come out and I've been really slack and I haven't stitched it. But I did do release 4. So the last release is just the border. I haven't got to that yet. So, but I did do release 4. And this is where it is now. And isn't that stunning? I love it. So I did 1,041 stitches on this. And I realised when I did release 3, which was the deer here and the star, the quilted star there, these little bits here were in release 3 as well, I think, and I missed them because, you know, I couldn't see that great. Yeah, so, but anyway, and then we have the sleigh was release 4 with the present in it, and there's a lot of stitching in that sleigh, but it's so pretty. I love it. Now I'm doing this on a piece of 18 count Ada that I dyed myself to a grey. Love it. So I'm going to turn this into an ornament, and it depends, you know, how many other ornaments I get done as to whether it goes on the tree or whether it just goes hangs somewhere else, you know. Because years ago, if you've been a long time viewer, you know that years ago I made a rash decision. I think it was a sale that was going on, and it was 12 in 12. So the idea was to make an ornament a month for the year, to have 12 ornaments for your tree by the end of the year. I stitched one and didn't make it up, like didn't fully finish it, and never stitched another. So that went really well. Okay, next, Sunday the 10th of August, I did no stitching for some reason. I just didn't stitch. I don't know why, but I didn't. All right, so the next one, what does that say? Oh, okay. All right. So on the 11th, I did 2 actually, both for Arbitrary August. So this is the first one. It's another Rosewood Manor, Dreaming of Daisies. So this was my next new start. Love. This is, again, is not a great picture. And I'm doing this on a piece of 32 count even weave by Paddock Lane Designs called Jungle. And this is a really beautiful, gorgeous green fabric. It's not bright, it's beautiful and subtle. Sorry, I have a hanging thread. And this is my start. And I'm just using DMCs for this. I don't know where that was called. I know she uses a lot of Aldani and Weeks. Let me see what was called for. Yeah, Weeks DMC. Oh, sorry, Weeks DMC. Weeks Dye Works was called for, and I've done my own DMC conversion. So that is what I've got done. Ignore this up here. That's just my little stitch thing. That's my 3-inch start. So I put my corner. Yeah. I put my little corner gauge at the top, and then I just do a stitch, if I can line it up. I do a stitch either at, you know, the, what have I got? 2, 2.5 or 3, whatever border I've worked out on the piece in the fabric, and I just put a little couple of stitches in there, and that's where I know how to start. So that's what I've done so far. Not a great deal. I did 219 stitches. So I'm loving how the white is popping out. I'm using B5200 because I really wanted the white to pop out. So I think on the cover photo, the white blends in with the beigey background too much. So there we go. That's Dreaming of Daisies. So with all these new starts, I should have looked actually. I shut the laptop down. I can't look now, but I'm over 100 WIPS now. Yes, 100 WIPS. Right, next one. I think. Oh no, okay. All right, the next one. So that must have been the call for the 10th. This one was the call for the 11th. And it's Sweet Home by Blackbird Designs. It's from the Garden Club series, and I'm not doing them in order. I had planned on doing them all on the one piece of fabric, but then I got a lot of different small fabrics in a D-stash group and went, you know, I'm just going to do them all in little bits of fabric. It'll be fun. So this is, yeah, Sweet Home. And again, this I'm pretty sure calls for Weeks and Gentle Arts. So I've done my own DMC conversion. Some of the Weeks colours are older, so there's no longer a conversion I could find anywhere. So I just picked, looked at the cover photo and then picked DMC colours that I thought would work. Now I'm using a bit of fabric I got from a D-stash site. It's a 14 count Ada. And I don't know what colour it is, but it's like a lemony yellow colour. So that is what I've got done. And I did on this 559 stitches. And I could get more done because it's Ada. So, you know, the holes are bigger, everything's bigger. So that is what I've got done. And for the box, down here, they are meant to be satin stitches. I don't know if you can see. Filling in the box. I'm sorry, that light's not the best. Filling in the box is meant to be satin stitches, but I just couldn't be bothered. So I'm just filling them in with crosses. No one's going to care, you know. It's going to be up on the wall if it makes it that far, or I make it into a project bag or a pillow or something. No one else that comes to my house is a cross stitcher. They're not going to know that I didn't do the satin stitches. Yep, as long as it's stitched, and I'm happy. Next. Okay. Next is another Blackbird Designs, and it's funny that they got called one after the other. And this one is Butterfly Garden. It, again, is from the Garden Club series. I've got them all. So when I got all the little pieces of fabric, I just matched them to whatever charts I had that fitted on them. So there's no rhyme or reason, you know, as to what's on what. It's just if it fitted, it was getting matched. And this is what I've done. And this is just a piece of cream. Is it even weave? I can't see if it's even weave or I've got the wrong glasses on. The light's not good enough. It's an even weave. Cream even weave. No idea what count. It's a small one. So I know it's going to fit because the chart only has, you know, a little bit past the butterfly. So I know it's going to fit width-wise, and I know it's going to fit lengthwise. It's only a small design, and this is probably too large a piece. And I could have cut it down if I could have been bothered, but I couldn't be bothered. So that's what I've done. That butterfly is 230 stitches. And again, my own DMC conversion. Because I'm not into spending the money on all the specialty floss. DMC is a wonderful floss. I've got every single colour there is. So, you know, use what I've got. I'm not buying anything, got enough patterns. Okay, next. Okay, so the next one I couldn't believe it, was yet another Blackbird Designs from the same series. So all these were called 3 days in a row. And this one is Climbing the Trellis. And again, my own DMC conversion. And I think what I did for them is I just used pretty much the same colours in each one, so they'll sort of all blend anyway. I think the first one I might have used a close enough colour, but then these ones I've made them all pretty much the same palette. So that is what I've got done for this one. So that's the start of this one here. I started from the top, and this one I got 273 stitches in. I'm sorry, you can see through it. There we go, that's better. Much better, Narelle. Really pretty. Love those colours I've chosen. Really, really good. And it's hard to tell on these pictures. You know, they're not the best. It looks like darker and more prim than my colours, but I'm not really a prim stitcher, so I like the colours that's coming out in. Very pretty. And this is a really soft piece of Ada. I'm pretty sure, I think it's a 16 count. I don't know, there's no card, there was nothing with it. It was just a piece of fabric that was in my stash that I had matched at one stage with this piece. Okay, and then, next one called was, oops. Okay. All right, next was Exquisite Lace by Works by ABC. Love this. That's on black or grey fabric, sorry, with white floss. I'm doing it on a piece of 32 count linen by Paddock Lane Designs in the colour Sorbet. And this was from the April 2024 Fabric of the Month Club. And I'm using 310 DMC. And that is what I've got so far. And for this one, I did 206 stitches. So I started finding, before my operation, I started finding 32 count a bit difficult to stitch on. It was not easy. So that's why, you know, with a goal of 200 stitches, some of these were only getting just over the 200 because I was finding it hard to stitch. But while I could still stitch, even if it was difficult, I was still going to stitch. Nothing was going to stop me from stitching. And I was so excited last night when, you know, I'd found, or yesterday afternoon, I found that I could stitch. I said to the family, okay, I'm going to go and see if I can stitch. And then my son comes in about an hour later. How you going, Mum? How you feeling? I went, I am super happy. I'm wonderful because I can stitch. And he goes, oh, that's really good. All right, next, digging into the bag because everything's now fallen over. All right, next we have Anne Morrison, and I'm pretty sure this must have been Monopoly stitching. So I'm doing this on 25 count even weave 2/2. This is before I knew about all the different fabrics, blah, blah, blah. This one I got in 345 stitches. All right, so down where the needle minder is, where the little house is, I finished off the D and the E, and then, yeah, here, wait a minute. Let me try and, so here, I finished off this one and this one. There we go. Finished off that one, did that one, and then did the blue stitching there. So I don't think I did, I might have done that with the eyelets. I think I did with the eyelets. So yeah, I did, because it had finished. See where these are? That's the end. So I did this one with the eyelets. Don't look too closely. The blue wave, the D and the E there. Yeah, so that's coming along. It's going to be massive when it's finished. Because, you know, 25 count. It's like doing it on 12 count, really. So that is what I've got so far. This was a stitch along, Traditional Stitches in Canada. It was exclusive to them. I believe it was in 2020. But I don't ever stitch a stitch along in the time like everyone else does. Mine are always mainly a start along. But it'll still get done in its own sweet time. There's no prize for finishing it first or finishing it on time. Oh, itchy nose. Next, sorry, I'm going to have to dig here. Okay, so the next Arbitrary August call was another Blackbird Designs. This time it was Honeybee. Some of these I also used for categories if I could make them fit in the letters. B and L, I believe, are the letters for August. So this I'm doing on a Semco piece of Ada, 14 count Ada, that again came from a D-stash, and it's in a, I think it's ecru colour. I don't know if that says, no, it's like a cream. That's the back side. And again, an Ada conversion. And I have a hanging thread. And this one I got 445 stitches on. And that is what I've got done. And I believe this basket should have been some sort of specialty stitch as well, satin stitch or something, and I did full crosses. Like, yeah, I'm not into specialty stitches. It's like, I don't know. It looks good all in crosses, so that's what I'm doing. So that's what I got done. Okay. Sorry if I appear to be going through these too fast. There's like not a lot to say, really. It's like, this is what it is, this is what I stitched, next. And I still have a few to get through, so, you know. Okay. That one I think is, oops, oh no, it's falling. There we go. My tub's going to fall off the stool in a minute. Alright, next we have, I'm going to show two at once even though they're not in order. Because I've got them in the same bag because they're on the same piece of fabric. So yeah. First one of this called was Jump Into Spring by Jeanette Douglas. Cute little pillow. I don't want to take it out of the bag because I've got the pattern and stuff in there because the other one is the same. So Jump Into Spring, I'm hoping you can see that without too much glare. Really gorgeous basket of flowers with all these down here, which will probably not be done as specialty stitches. And this is on a piece of fabric from, who are they? The Sassy Devils pouches were a Tasmanian subscription, pouch subscription, and this was for the cottage garden themed month, or they used to do them every second month, I think. And that is, what is it? Jump Into Spring. It's this one. Okay. I haven't done as much on this one. So, that's it. Not very exciting. I did the border. Half the border. Whoops. So this is a piece of fabric. It is, obviously, it's a piece of fabric. It's a piece of hand-dyed fabric that's mottled pink, green, and purple. So this one's going to have a lot of the pink in it and the green, and not very exciting. I did the border, 262 stitches, and I think this fabric is, did I say what it was? I think it's a 25, don't actually say what it is. 28 count even weave, 2/2. And then the other one that's in this bag on the same piece of fabric is Soar into Summer. This was called 3 Days Later, I believe. And another beautiful basket of flowers. So this one I've done more on because I'm using it for something else that I'll get into a little bit later when I come across that first one. So that's how much I've done on this one. Hang on, I should have added them up. Soar into Summer. Wait a minute. I don't know. I'd already done this in one of the first days in August, maybe. Oh, turn the page. Yes, I'd started this on the 1st. It was the first call for Arbitrary August, and I did 580 stitches. So, this one I have already shown you, but it's got more stitches into it now because I'm playing the Aussie Survivor game in WIP Warriors, and I added another 311 stitches into it for Survivor stitching. So that now has, what, 891 stitches or something in it. So it's coming along nicely. And again, another DMC conversion. And I can guarantee you that the basket will not be done in satin stitch. I'm pretty sure both the baskets are actually satin stitched. I'm just going to do a normal crosses. So, but I'm really liking this one. Very pretty. So that is that one. I just heard a truck drive off, so I'm hoping next door have finished with all their bashing. Goodness me. Okay. Next, we have... Oh, goodness. We have another full coverage start. I remember in my last video, I said that I didn't know if I would get my full coverages stitched. I was so excited to find that I could stitch on full coverages still. Wasn't as fast as normal, but I could still stitch on them. And this was the next new start. Patchwork Quilt Room, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Ciro Marchetti. It's probably Ciro Marchetti. I should ask my husband because it sounds Italian and he'll know how it's pronounced. Maybe. Really, really love this, and I'm up in this top corner. I always start top left. And this is 1/1 on 25 count. And that is what I've got done. Nothing very exciting. But the green's a little bit deceiving. See, that looks more of an aqua colour. I'm in the wrong corner. That looks more of an aqua colour. This is more, that's 700. So it's a real green, isn't it? And I got 619 stitches into that. Love it. It's a really good feeling when you get a new start that's not confetti straight out of the bat. So this was a lot of the one colour, like not block stitching, but there was big sections of it that were that one colour. So it made for easy stitching, and you got your stitch count up really quickly. So that was awesome. Okay, next. Okay, the next one. So this is start number 16 for August. Is from Cedar Hill, Easter Bouquet. Very pretty. Sorry about the glare on the, that's a photo, so it's got the glare from around it. I'll bring it up closer so you don't see so much glare. Alright, so I'm doing this on a piece of pre-cut Belfast linen. Again, I got off a D-stash, 32 count, in the colour 100, whatever that is. To me, that looks like white. And I got 462 stitches in on it. And I'm pretty sure I'm doing a DMC conversion because it calls for a fancy floss of some sort. Oh no, it is just, it calls for DMC and one Gentle Arts, which I'll just choose a DMC for that when I get to it. So that is it. That's 462 stitches. But doesn't that look a different colour to the picture? Where's the picture gone? Like, it looks a lot paler on the picture. Those letters look, well, to me they look paler. That's quite a strong brown. But I'm loving it. Really quick and easy. Really nice stitch. So that's that one. Oh no, more fingers and thumbs trying to get it back in the bag. Okay. Oh, we're nearly caught up. Okay, so now Sunday I got on to stitching ahead for things that may come up in Arbitrary August, or sort of stitching ahead. I'm sorry, I am here. Stitching ahead for calls that, you know, that I couldn't stitch due to surgery. So I started Candy Claws by Satsuma Street. And this is a ornament on perforated fabric. So this was a kit. And you probably can't see it. Not much of it. I got 224 stitches done on center. So that's his, like, wait. Do I have that up the wrong way? No, that's the right way. I think. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, because that's the start of his, that's the white in his hat here. In the brim of his hat. And the rest of it is like his beard. So that is what I got done. So can I fit that on there so you can see through? There we go. Something. There you go. Something like that. And now there's something in my roof. Oh my lordy lordy. Okay, so that was Candy Claws, 224. And then in the same bag, I've already done the Mouse King from that series, but I haven't put him together. But he is fully stitched, beads and all. So I've done him already. And then the other one I've got in here, which I started, was the Center Nutcracker. And I got on him 202 stitches. So this is me trying to stitch ahead on Sunday. And this one's done on gold perforated paper. And oh my lord, that was so hard to do. Because, you know, when you got a sight problem, doing it on a metallic, oh, it was shocking. So this got 202 stitches. I just went 2 stitches over my goal, and I could not do any more. But I'm loving how the hat's coming out. That's so pretty. So that's the Center Nutcracker. So these ones that are only small, like all the blackbird ones, and these 2 ornaments that I started, and the Easter bouquet, they're all really good candidates for my finished 60 by the time I turn 60 next year. So that's cool, even though, you know, I'm over the 100 WIPS. Some of them will be getting done quite soon, I reckon. Alright, so the next one I started was another Mirabilia, Waiting for Ships. I got this cheap on a D-stash because, like I said, mermaids are not my thing. But when I stitch them up, they are really pretty. So it's like, yeah, okay. I will do them. I've got them, so may as well do them. Okay, so this I'm stitching on a piece of Paddock Lane Designs fabric, 28 count, from August 2023, Fabric of the Month Club, and it's called Tassie Wattle. And it's a really eucalyptusy colour. Alright, so I started this one at the top, and I worked in her hair, and that is what I got done. That is 229 stitches. So that's the top of her head, and then coming down to her hair here, I think. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. And when I pull the pattern out again, I'll go, yeah, that makes sense. So that was Waiting for Ships. Oh my goodness. Sweet, chucking things away. Alright. Then we next have another new start. I don't know what number we're up to now because I did 4 on that day. So that's probably, we're up to 20 something, hang on. So that's probably 17, maybe 20. Who knows? Anyway, this one is Santa's Magic by Mirabilia. That's my next new start. And I also use this one in categories for baubles. It was something magical, mystical. And I said, Santa is magical and mystical, and he's got baubles. So that's how I made that work. Oh, that's not what I want. This I'm stitching on a bit of Belfast pre-cut linen, 32 count in the colour 346. Are they DMC colours? And because that is stitched on like a goldy coloured fabric, I thought that this might be suitable. It's a what I call a baby poo colour. But that's, you know, I think that'll work. So that's the top of Santa's head. And I got 209 stitches into centre. And again, because this is a 32 count, isn't it? It's harder to see. So I couldn't get as many in as I would like. But I made a good start. I mean, if you were to see this and not see me showing you what it is, you'd go, what on earth is that? And you wouldn't be able to tell. But every project has to start somewhere, doesn't it? And it's not until you get quite into them sometimes, oh, my box just fell, that you can actually see what it is. I knew that would fall over. My tub fell over because all the weight's at the front. Stay. Okay. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, quite a few of these have been in the a la Amazon El Cheapo project bags. Because even though I make and sell project bags, I can't make and sell that many for me. I mean, make and sell. I can't make and keep that many for me. So I had to go the old El Cheapo project bags. It's very sad, isn't it? Okay, next we have another Bella Filipina. Alright, we have Mad Tea Party. I love these. Love these. Alright, so this one I'm stitching on a piece of, again, Paddock Lane Designs fabric called Kookaburra Egg from May 2024, Fabric of the Month Club. And I believe it's probably 28 count, 32, I don't know. It's one of those. Let me have a look. It'll say somewhere, and I can't find it right now. So where is it? Lisa, where'd you write it? It's a 32 count, and this one I got in 231 stitches, and I started at the top. Alright, so I started the frame, or the scaffolding thing, trellis, what is it? The trellis around her. I'm sorry. Alright, so I started the trellis around her. I started at the top, middle, and I'm working my way around here. Now that is meant to be in Cryonic, but I wanted to start it and I didn't want to have to wait until I bought the Cryonic, so I went, no, who's going to know? So I'm doing it in DMC. Won't be as sparkly, but again, no one who sees it on my wall is going to know that it's meant to be sparkly, and they'll just go, wow, isn't that pretty? And then they'll walk away. So it's not worrying me that that's not in Cryonic, it's just in DMC. I don't even know what DMC I chose. Hopefully I wrote it somewhere so I can come back to it later. I know I wrote it somewhere. 3031 DMC I'm doing the border in. So, you know, oops, wait. But it is really pretty, the border. Yeah, did I say that was 231 stitches? Okay. Now, show me that one. Where'd that go? One more I can't find here. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, found it. Okay. Then, next one I started was another, sorry, Flosstube, itchy nose. Another Blackbird Designs basket of cherries. I don't know. I think I might have started this one also. Yes, I started this one on the 2nd. But this one came back out for Survivor stitching. So there's a new game of Australian Survivor. It's Australia versus the World. I don't normally watch that show, but there's a new event in WIP Warriors, and I thought, you know what, that means I'm going to get more stitching done. The WIPs I've chosen for it are ones I can get finished quickly, so then I can move on to something else. So the whole idea is, you know, to get my 60 by 60. So that's why I chose this one, and saw into summer, and another of them, another one of the Blackbird Designs that I started in Arbitrary August are my Survivor stitching, so I can get some good amount of stitches and hopefully finished in the month. We'll see what happens. So that's Basket of Cherries. It's a DMC conversion. I'm stitching it on a piece of Charles Craft Ivory Ada, 14 count Ada. And that is what I've got done so far. So for Arbitrary August, so sorry, I did 445 stitches initially, and then for Survivor, I've added another 444 stitches. So that's got quite a lot of stitches in it. And I've run out of this colour, 3 something. I think it's 3859 I've run out of, so I had to order some, and hopefully that will be here by the end of the week. So I'm doing whatever else I can, and then I'll just fill in with that colour when I'm done, when it arrives. So that is Basket of Cherries. Oh, we're getting there. And next we've got another Arbitrary August call. Which is a full coverage. It's by Pain Free Crafts. The artwork is by... It's gone. Oh my gosh. Janet Stever. Oh my gosh. It's Summer Montage. I've had all the montages for a while. I've started autumn and spring, I believe, and I've got winter and summer on my Arbitrary August to start. And these are charted by Pain-Free Crafts, full coverage. There are Janlin kits you can get of these that are not full coverage. But these charts on Pain-Free Crafts are being retired. I think Janet Diva, as the artist, is being retired on Pain-Free Crafts. If you want them, jump on and get them. So this was my call. Yeah. And so this is on 25 count 1/1. And I did 301 stitches. This was the night before my cataract surgery, and the pale colours in this was getting really hard to see. So, but I did the border, so that's the top left corner. I did the border down and across. There's still bits in there to be filled in, but at least it started. It's not done on 25 count even weaver, tell a lie, it's an 18 count aider. Yeah, so that was that start. Not many more to go. My goodness. Alright, so then Tuesday was my cataract surgery, no stitching. And then last night I finished off all but one. Now I can't do another round of Monopoly, I've just realised. I have, I'm nearly there. I've got one more of the Monopoly pieces to finish, but I'm only like 100 stitches short, so I might do another round of Monopoly and tag it on the end. Alright, so for Monopoly stitching, I did Turkish Delight. I don't have my book here to tell me what it was for, who it was for, how many stitches it needed. I can just tell you what I did. It's going to have to be good enough. So this is by Rosewood Manor, of course, Turkish Delight. I started this with, oh my gosh, Sabrina. I can't remember her channel. Oh my goodness. Sabrina. I don't know what your channel is, love. I'm sorry. I'll have to link you below. I'll tag you because I've totally gone. But yes, so I started with her. She's more advanced than me on this. But right, oops, and I'm doing it on a piece of Paddock Lane Designs fabric, but I don't have the tag here to tell you what it is. Oh no. Oh, surely I do somewhere. Hang on, I gotta look because is it still attached? No. Something about fire. Sun, something. I've lost it. I did used to have it. Look at my paw. Oh, I found it. Okay, so it's from September 2023 Fabric of the Month Club called, the fabric's called Bushfire. And it's a 28 count, I'm throwing away, 28 count linen. And I'm getting really tired. I'm going to show you the piece now, my goodness. Alright, so I only just worked on this last night. I should be able to tell you exactly what I did. Right, here we go. That's most of what I've done so far. Alright, there we go. So, oh, wow. This is not easy. Okay, last night I did the R. That's the edge of the page. Wait, I can't see what I'm doing. Here. Alright, so I didn't finish off the R. I stitched the R. That's the edge of the page. So there's more of the R to come on the next page. And then I did this black along there. And that is just 174 stitches. I think I had to do 160 or something for Monopoly. So I thought, well, that's better than nothing. It will come out again, you know, when Monopoly calls for it. So it's going to get more work on it. Okay, there should only be 2 more left in my little bucket here. Alright. Angel Kisses was another one called for Monopoly. This is a Dimensions kit. Been around for yonks. So gorgeous little angels there. This was for our house we built in 2004, which we moved out of in 2017. And this piece is still not done. All right, there we go. So last night I did 112 stitches, which was probably about all I needed for Monopoly. And I worked just up here, putting in some of the details of the face. I'd already done the hands, and that's the bottom of the chin of one of the kids. So then I just filled in more of that up there. So it's coming along. It's been a long time coming, this one, and I made a horrible mistake somewhere here, and it put me off stitching it for a long time. But I think I've gone past that stage and fudged it. If not, I'll go back and fudge more if I need to. And the last one I have is again Monopoly stitching, and this is Follow the Leader. This again is a kit by Counted Cross Stitch Needle Treasures, old kit, and the artwork's by MJ Hummel, I believe, and it's it's called Follow the Leader. These 3 little cheeky kits. Love this one. And I put I put 271 stitches in this last night because it's an easy stitch. It's on 8er. It's on 14 count 8er. So that is where it is now. Last night I filled in a lot of this basket and sort of this area around here. So the top is all done except for back stitching. So I've got a little bit more to do here, and then I'm going to move across and then work on her, and then just I think the dog comes in under the basket here somewhere soon. So I'm going to work across and do her pinafore, and then work down, finish it off. So that is where that is now. That's really pretty. Old kit, but still worth stitching. And that is it. That is all the stitching I have. Oh my goodness. So, plans. All right, let's bring this book back in. Plans to continue with Arbitrary August, and also Monopoly stitching, and Australian Survivor stitching in WIP Warriors. And like I said, I've chosen small WIPs for Australian Survivor, so that I can hopefully get some of them finished before the game is actually finished. Then when I come back next time, it's going to be September. It's going to be September 1st. Fingers crossed that's when I come back. So in September I'm going to be doing the ABC Ingo in the Magazine monthly challenge group. And also I'm going to be reintroducing temperature stitching. Words are hard. So I've done temperature stitching before, and I found it really hard because I was trying to stitch every day on whatever the WIP was for that temperature, and I don't like changing projects in a day. I have recently been finding that okay though, but I don't want to do it all the time. So I also, last time I did temperature stitching, I had a WIP assigned to every single temperature. So I had 10 WIPs. That's too much. So I've cut it down to 5 WIPs, and it's going to be 1 WIP. I didn't bring it with me. So every 2 temperatures is going to be 1 WIP. So there's only 5 WIPs. And I'm not going to do it every day. I'm going to look at the forecast for the following week, and then sometime in that week I can stitch on those WIPs for those stitches. So it's going to be 100 stitches per day. So if the temperature is 31 one day and 33 the next day, then each of those WIPs will get 100 stitches, but it won't be on that day. By the end of that week, hopefully, I will have all that stitching completed. So, and because I can because I'll know what I need to stitch on because I'm working on the forecasted temperatures, it should take a bit of pressure off. And then I won't feel like I'm falling behind because I can fit that into my week easily if I know what I'm doing ahead of time. So hopefully that will work. We will see. The other thing is in September is the Fox Sale, hosted by Wildfoxstitchery and forsetcronecrafts. So Luminea, Luminea, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, sorry if I get it wrong, and Steph are hosting a sale, and it's stitch on any pattern with a fox in it. So I'm going to be stitching on my Fox and Flowers pattern that I have. This is not full coverage. The background is not stitched, so it's just the fox and the flowers. It's a really poor printout, but I'm going to be starting that on September 1, and I'm doing it on 25 count 1/1, and we'll see how that goes. So that one is actually in my Etsy store and my Simply Narelle store if you want to stitch that. I can't remember the dimensions. It's 300 something by 200 something maybe. I'll let you know in September when I start. I'll have all those details. And I'll have the hash code, hashtag and everything for that sale in the description box below. And I think that is it. That is all. We've come to the end. So again, if you've made it this far, thank you so much. It's an hour, nearly an hour 23. Don't forget my daffodil themed bags for the Cancer Council. There's plenty left, so you've got time to grab one, but yeah, I really hope that you do support a worthwhile cause, and I'm going to be doing charity bags quite frequently going forward. Sometimes when I do a project bag of the month club, I will have a lot of fabric left over. It depends on how many people are in the club, like how many decide they want to leave, how many join, and it's every month it's a fluctuating number. And sometimes I'll have a little bit of fabric left over, sometimes I'll have quite a lot. So I don't like repeating the fabric for the clubs. So once you get a club bag, you will never repeat. I've only ever repeated 2 bags fabric in the 3 years I've been doing it, 3.5 years I've been doing it. So I don't want to repeat a fabric in a club because that's not fair. Some people have been in it since it started. Some people have joined, left, come back. And unfortunately, one lady recently got, like she joined, left for a while, came back, and the bag she got first time back was the same as one she got previously. So I thought, well, that's not fair. I don't want to do that. So I've decided with the leftover fabrics from the club bags, I probably won't offer them as, you know, in my Etsy shop just as bags. I'm going to make them charity bags. If I can make the fabric theme fit a charity, then I'm going to do that. And they'll be charity bags. So you can still get the bags, but you'll also be donating to a great cause. And if you're in Australia or actually anywhere, I will still send you the receipt if I can for your donation. And yeah, you can claim it on tax. So that is it from me. And I hope to be back on the 1st of September. And oh my gosh, we're nearly an hour 30. This has been a long one. Thank you so much for all your wonderful well wishes when I was having my surgery. And thank you. I'm sure they helped because it all went so smoothly. I was really nervous and really scared. But it was nothing in the end. It was absolutely nothing in the end. Yeah, so thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. Get back to your stitching. Have a wonderful week and a half till I see you next. Happy stitching. Stay safe. Bye-bye.